Hello everyone and welcome to the SBI Securities Weekly Wrap podcast. So first, let's discuss how the markets have been in the week gone by. Indian benchmark indices just about managed to close in the green for the week, positive 0.1% week on week after falling 1.1% on Friday. The Nifty 50 touched fresh record highs earlier in the week before correcting on back of weak global cues. The broader markets, however, took a beating post disappointing 1Q FY25 results from mid and small cap companies as well as overall profit booking in certain stock sectors such as railways, defense, EMS and capital goods ahead of the budget next week. The BSE mid cap and small cap indices tumbled 2.6% and 2.8% week on week with unfavorable market breadth. Sectorally, the IT and FMCG indices outperformed while the economy facing sectors such as capital goods, metal, power and PSUs were the laggards this week. Globally, the US markets too took a breather, correcting from their record highs. US semiconductor stocks corrected amidst reports of further restrictions on trade with China for tools and components. The 1Q FY25 earnings season has been a mixed bag so far. While the IT sector, especially the large caps, surprised the street with better than estimated revenue growth, the domestic facing sectors such as wires and cables, agrochemicals and tires reported margin pressure due to elevated raw material cost. The Indian rupee ended at a record low against the dollar at 83.86. Aspects to look out during the next week are: the Union Budget will dominate the action next week along with the 1Q FY25 earnings season. The market will react to the results of key index heavyweights such as Reliance Industries, HDFC Bank and Kotak Mahindra Bank on Monday before the focus shifts to the Union Budget on Tuesday. Additionally, earnings from the sector leaders such as HUL, Bajaj Finance, Torrent Pharma, United Spirits, SRF, etc. will be keenly watched. The markets will also track the progress and distribution of the monsoon and kharif sowing, which is a key monitorable for the agri and the rural economy. Now, talking about the weekly sectoral gainers and losers on BSE. Majority of the sectoral indices ended on a negative note. BSE, FMCG, IT and reality were the biggest sectoral gainers with weekly gain of 2%, 2% and 0.2%. Whereas BSE Healthcare, Oil, Auto, Consumer Durable, PSU, Power, Metal and Cap Goods declined by 0.6%, 0.7%, 1.2%, 2.6%, 2.8%, 4%, 4.5% and 4.5% respectively. BSE BankX ended flat. Talking about weekly Nifty 50 gainers and losers. So the top gainers in Nifty 50 during the week were SBI Life, Infosys, ONGC, HUL and SBI. While top Nifty 50 losers were Tata Steel, JSW Steel, Hindalco Industries, Grasim Industries and NTPC. Now, taking a check on some key monitorable. For the week, FIIs were net buyers to the tune of rupees 14,901 crores, whereas DIIs net sold rupees 3,765 crores. The data for DII is till 18 July. Brent crude marginally decreased 0.2% week on week to $84.85 per barrel during the week. US 10-year bond yield marginally increased by 0.9% week on week to 4.224. Moving on to key domestic and international economic news. India's WPI at 3.36% in June 24. The wholesale price inflation rose to a 16-month high, rising for the fourth consecutive month. June WPI stood at 3.36% versus 2.61% in May, led by a sharp increase in food inflation, which stood at 10.8% during the month. India's trade deficit at USD 21 billion. India's trade deficit narrowed on a month-on-month basis from USD 23.8 billion in May to USD 21 billion in June. On a YOY basis, the deficit widened from USD 19.2 billion in June 23. Merchandise exports rose 2.6% YOY to USD 35.2 billion, while imports jumped 5% YOY to USD 56.2 billion. Now moving on to corporate developments. So first one we have is Suntech Realty. The company reported first quarter pre-sales at rupees 502 crores, which was up 30% YOY, and collections at rupees 342 crores, which was up 19% YOY. So positive for Suntech Realty in short term. Apollo Microsystem, the company received the Make 2 project from the Indian Army for the supply of a vehicle-mounted counter-swarm drone system. So positive for Apollo Microsystem in long term. Central Bank of India, the bank entered into two separate co-lending partnership with Shriram Housing Finance and Arca FinCap. So positive for the bank in long term. Hindustan Unilever, the company has disclosed that that it will divest its water purification business Purit via slump sale to AO Smith India at an enterprise value of rupees 601 crores. So neutral to positive for HUL in medium to long term. Lupin, the company divested its US commercial women's health specialty business to Evofam Biosciences for a consideration of up to $84 million based on future contingent milestones. So positive for Lupin in short to medium term. Balakrishna Industries, the company completed the setting up of a mold manufacturing plant at its Bhuj unit with a capex of rupees 300 crores. So positive for the company in medium to long term. Lemon Tree Hotels, so the company opened a 42-room hotel in Jamshedpur, Jharkhand. So positive for Lemon Tree Hotels in long term. Triveni Engineering, the company has started commercial operations of its Indian-made foreign liquor IMFL business and has launched two whiskey products named Matsya and the Crafter's Stamp. So positive for Triveni Engineering in short to medium term. GMR Airports, the company reported 8% YOY growth in the total passenger traffic at 1.06 crores passenger in the month of June and total aircraft movement at 69,055, registering a 6% jump YOY. So positive for GMR Airports in short term. IREDA, the company announced an investment of rupees 290 crores through special purpose vehicle in association with SJVN for a 900 megawatt hydropower project in Nepal. So positive for the company in long term. Vodafone Idea, the company approved the first tranche of allotment of shares worth rupees 615 crores to Nokia India and Ericsson India at an issue price of rupees 14.8 per share. So overall neutral to positive for Vodafone Idea in long term. Coromandel International, the company raised its stake in unit Coromandel Crop Protection Philippines to 93.2% from 40%. So positive for Coromandel International in long term. Dr. Reddy's Laboratory, so the company signed a non-exclusive patent licensing agreement with Takeda Pharma for vonoprazan tablets in India. So positive for Dr. Reddy's Laboratory in long term. Moving on to order inflows during the week. So the following companies received orders. So first one is RVNL, where it received an order worth rupees 160 crores from the East Coast Railway. Second one we have is Ashok Leyland, which the company received an order size of rupees 981 crores from the Maharashtra State Transport Corporation. GRSE, so the company has received order of rupees 840 crores from National Center for Polar and Ocean Research. KC International has won multiple orders worth amounting to rupees 1,100 crores. Vari Renewable Technologies won an order of 30 megawatts. RITES has won an order size of rupees 50 crores from PWRD, Government of Assam. Powermech Projects has won an order of rupees 210 crores from Hindustan Zinc. Shakti Pumps has received an order from Maharashtra Energy Department Agency worth rupees 33 crores. GPT Infra Projects won an order size of rupees 103 crores from NHAI and Eastern Railway. Now moving on to the monsoon status. So here we'll be talking about the data which is cumulative from 1st June to 18 July 2024. So South Peninsula has received excess rainfall of 19%, whereas Central India, Northwest India and East and Northeast India has deficit of 4%, 12% and 10%. So overall India, it has a deficit of 3%. Now moving to pick of the day, which is our product, which is one of our product, where we have given a buy call on KPIT Technologies at a CMP of rupees 1,850 with a target price of rupees 2,035. So KPIT Technologies is a global partner to the automotive and mobility ecosystem for making software-defined vehicles a reality. The SDV refers to the ability to upgrade a car throughout its lifetime through a centralized architecture, updating it and integrating new applications to enhance its functionality. Like we saw transformation in mobile phones, similar trends of transformation is expected in auto segment through SDV. SDV allows to introduce new functions into a vehicle that haven't been there before. So talking about its key growth driver, the company targets to touch revenue milestone of $2 billion in the next 5 to 6 years. The consolidated revenue EBITDA PAT during the quarter of 4Q FY24 were up by 4.8%, 7.9% and 5.8% QOQ to rupees 1,317.8 crores, 278.9 crores and 165.9 crores respectively. The EBITDA margin had improved 60 basis point QOQ and 210 basis point YOY to 21.2%. So that was the 15 straight quarters of sequential growth in sales and EBITDA. The company will continue to grow at 20 to 22% CAGR organically and likely to touch $2 billion revenue in the next 5 to 6 years. The deal's win of $260 million is a testimony, and the management continues to see robust demand. Talking about its valuation, at CMP the stock is trading at PE multiple of 67.1 and 52.2 times of its FY25-26 Bloomberg consensus earnings. Moving on to the corporate actions of next week. So for key corporate actions in next week, kindly refer to our weekly wrap report. The link to view the report is shared in the description box below. So this was all about the weekly market podcast. Thank you for listening.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.